Hi. Oh, just banging things around. It's fine. So this is for the full moon in Capricorn. I'm going to share with you some of the energies that have been coming through, some of the things I've looked up because I look up things. I don't know. I'm just guided to look up certain things like the degree and all this. Anyways, the first thing that I want, if you take anything from this, this will be a card reading, but I'm going to talk a little bit first. If you take anything from this, understand that this full moon in Capricorn is helping us anchor in a new soul-driven path. Okay. It's anchoring something into the physical plane, the material plane, from our soul and from our hearts. Okay, so it's going to help us release, and probably for the next couple of weeks, really release anything that is in opposition to us following our hearts in the physical reality. Okay. Now, energetically, from a human design standpoint, we are dealing with gate 10. And gate 10 is all about self-love. But to get there, we have to recognize where we are self-denying or where we are dealing with narcissistic wounds. Okay, so we're going to see a little bit of an uptick in that kind of stuff. And oftentimes where we are made to feel like we can't be ourselves, when we can't be our most natural self in the moment, right? Lots of posturing out of fear of ostracization, out of fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, all that stuff. So feel into places where you have a hard time showing up, just being yourself, okay? And be gentle with yourself about that. Okay, I don't got it all figured out. I can't show up on here without at least brushing my hair, putting my earrings in, It's going to be different for everyone. And it's going to help us really move out of where we're perhaps giving our power away. We're unable to just be ourselves, be natural in the moment without feeling like there's something wrong with that, okay? I'm just going to let these cards tell the story. So there's not going to be any kind of structure with what I normally do. I might come up with something later, maybe for the next moon phase or what have you. But for now, we're just going to play it out. And there is going to be an extended for those of you that are members or Patreons where I go through each zodiac sign and just give you a little message from Spirit. If this does help, please like, share, comment, and or subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. It allows me to do more of this. Right? The more I'm seen, the more, you know how it works. Okay. What do we got with this full moon in Capricorn? What do people need to know? Okay. This is very fate driven. I know that the 3 of Cups means like friendships and celebratory times and having a good time, maybe drinking your face off. That is not generally what it means for me. Interesting that we got the devil with that though. And the devil is through a, what looks like perhaps mirror or window. Don't worry, we're gonna lean into this because there's 2 different storylines here. There's the material plane and the ethereal, but there's the 3rd dimension and the 4th dimension and the 5th dimension. There's all these different perceptions of life. Those people who have woken up, who have started on their ascension path, have a hard time going and getting drunk. Alcohol does not work with it for whatever reason, okay? But there may be some people who are going to lean more into their addictions at this time because maybe they can't deal with the emotional turbulence they're having. There's something with that. We're going to clarify with these. Don't worry. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Putting the old, what is the word? Coping mechanisms to rest, right? Yeah. Okay. This has a lot to do with addictions, coping mechanisms. That's a big one. Okay. Codependency. Oh. Okay. That one was just like, yeah, big changes. Big changes. Wow. Because how this plays out is going to be different for everyone. Oh, do you see it got a little dark there? Let's do that. There we go. That's weird. Okay. This is different for everyone. So just take what serves you. But to understand anything we're codependent on, anything, and this, everybody has some form of codependency. We were raised in that. That's where we found safety. That's where we found comfort and familiarity. But we're kind of done with that in a lot of ways. You might see people who maybe smoked a lot and they're like, you know what? I know I need it, but I just don't, it's not something I'm looking for. Like junk food, whatever coping mechanism they had to deal with their emotions. I think there's a big shift. This Queen of Pentacles, the energy from her is she's taking care of her garden before she worries about anyone else's. And so much of the codependency and the coping mechanisms were created because there's such an overwhelm of external influence. So it's almost like we're releasing all the external influences so that we can be solid in ourselves. This is a big change, you guys. I don't know. Let's get some more from this. Because this is, I mean, it was always fated to happen. Yeah. There's so much going on behind the scenes with this full moon that I don't know if we're going to be able to articulate it specifically how it's going to play out for everyone. Okay, yeah. Stepping into the role of the Empress, the reception, acceptance, mastery of our emotions, and not from a place of controlling them. Mastery of your emotions allows you to be one with your emotions. You're mastering them. You're in flow with them. This could be a very emotional, indecisive time for a lot of people. But I feel like if we just, and this is really hard to do. There's no judgment in not being able to do this. Yeah, we've got, look at that, the moon, okay? If you can just allow yourself to feel, this is not a time for making rash decisions. This is not a time for taking action. This is really about letting everything, the analogy that Spirit always shows me is a pool. You've got to make a decision, and what's going to help you make a decision is at the bottom of that pool. Now, if you look outside the pool and you're looking, you can't see whatever that is because it's distorted by the volume of the water. The water represents how much emotion we're all dealing with. We got to let the pool drain, get the information, and then make a decision. So I feel like this full moon is very much about slowing down and being calm and clear in your, if you're not calm and you're not clear, don't make a decision. Just let yourself feel. Put on some eye goggles, beat the crap out of something that doesn't feel nothing, scream into a pillow, let yourself cry, let yourself be angry. You can have anger and you can be angry at somebody and still understand and have compassion for them, okay? There's something that needs, it's going to be an emotional full moon. I'm just going to say this, but it's helping us break free of where we've been codependent out of fear of having to be emotional. So it's almost like when you're forced to be emotional and you get used to being emotional, you're like, okay, this isn't a big deal. I can handle this. But there's something about this that we're mastering. And it's going to allow ourselves to not worry. There's no escaping this. So you might as well ride the waves. You're not alone. Every single I guarantee you, whether they're showing it or not, every single person on this planet is going to be emotional in some way. You're in good company. Okay. All right. What else do we got here? Yeah. We are releasing the old stories. We're releasing the old ways. We're releasing the old energy. Okay, this is judgment. This is stripping away that which no longer serves and being reborn into perhaps a more natural state of being. Oh, let's see. Oh, I love this. We've got independence with this Nine of Pentacles, freeing ourselves from our emotional resistance, if you will. This is also like looking good, feeling good, smelling good, but we got to swim out of the garbage first, right? We got to swim. Yeah, look at this. Like a bat out of hell, baby, right? The Knight of Swords. This is a very, Here's the thing. Well, most Capricorns that I know, okay, yeah, look at this. I love that. That's so pretty. Just lighting the way. But the thing I know about Capricorns is, while they're very diplomatic, they're very honest. Okay? They're very altruistic in a lot of ways, and truth matters. Being honest with yourself, being truthful with yourself, your situation. You do not need to take action at this time. You just need to observe, acknowledge, let yourself feel. Let things move out of your life of their own volition. It's sort of like a very slow moving tower moment. When I think of a tower moment, I think about, how everything's falling everywhere and the only things that are really falling apart are the things that were built on false ideations, the false foundations, the things that aren't sustainable, that can't be sustained. So they have to come apart because we spend so much of our time trying to keep it upright, but it just can't happen. But once the dust settles and all the emotions are had and there's clarity, you see that there are still very strong, solid pillars in your life. And that's where your focus needs to go, on those pillars, those things that are built on solid foundations that are here to truly serve you. So when I think about a slower one, I almost think about, when you ever see a hoarder's house and there's like so much stuff everywhere and you just start taking the stuff out and throwing it away, but what's left behind it sort of clears everything out. There's no more clutter. There's no more piles of things to worry about. It's just the only thing that's left is what you're meant to focus on. I think that's what's happening. And if you can allow it to happen, it will not be as hard as it seems. Like if I talk about this from a place of what we're moving out, it seems like it's almost impossible. But if you allow yourself to just roll with it, it'll feel so much easier. It's the internal resistance, I think, that's going to give us a hard time. So I hope that this helps, and I'm sending you so much love. And again, please like, share, comment, and/or subscribe if this helped at all, and take care.